it's a struggle for me, but I fight daily to tell myself every circumstance I am in is a gift. Good, bad, or ugly. It's a gift. It will stretch my capacity. It will make me be thankful for what I have. Every circumstance is a gift.
Yeah.
And when you have a gift, you receive it.
Hello, supers! Welcome to Paano Ba To, the podcast. And this is one of my absolute favorite conversations ever here on Paano Ba To with Kuya Anthony Pangilinan. This was recorded way back in November 2021. So if you remember, nung panahon na yun, it was still the thick of the lockdown. We had no idea what would be happening in the next few months, lalo na years. And so we wanted to talk about future-proofing our career. What does that look like? And I wanted to reshare this episode kasi there are so many nuggets of wisdom that I feel, lalo na ngayon, AI is changing everything so fast, as well as social media. Ang dami pa rin nating matututunan that we can apply, I feel, whatever industry we're in. So I wanted to share it with you again. For everyone watching and listening, just a bit of a background. Kuya Anthony has an executive master in change. Is that correct?
Whatever that means. Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. So before I get into the questions that I sent you, I'm curious on a personal note. So you studied change, handling change in organizations, in groups.
So it's a master's degree in change. It was initially called an executive master in consulting and coaching for change. But then after a while, they said, master in change na lang, para simple na lang, diba?
Yeah.
But basically, it's that. It's understanding how changes happen in organizations, communities, in you and me.
Yes.
And trying desperately to understand it.
Yes, which is why I'm curious, on a personal note, before we give advice, you studied change, right? You ended that course 2019, right before this all happened. So I'm curious, despite being a master of change, what surprised you most when this all happened?
The idea that we were, and I was prepared for fires, but not for a firestorm. Kasi ang fire, isa lang eh. Paminsan-minsan dumarating yan. And it's devastating, di ba? Pero yung firestorm, the concept of a firestorm, sabay-sabay. 4, 5, 6 na sunog. At ano pala yun, Bianca? They give life to each other. When you're in a firestorm, you know, they support each other. So it's so difficult to overcome a firestorm. Yun ang hindi ko na anticipate. Na sabay-sabay pagbabago ng gagaling sa lahat ng aspeto ng buhay. And I don't think any of us anticipated that. The black swan of all black swans, sabi ng CEO ng Grab, si Grace.
Firestorm.
Yes.
Okay.
A life of its own. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a life of its own. And we don't really see a clear finish line. So
We're still inside.
We're still inside. Yeah. So we'll try to answer paano ba to together with everyone listening. Okay. So I came across this term just very recently, but it's called VUCA. Did I say that correctly? VUCA. VUCA. Yeah. It was coined in 1987, way back. But now more than ever, it seems to be so relevant. So VUCA
volatile,
is
uncertain, complex, ambiguous.
Correct.
Eh, kahit na yung mga words na, hindi ko maintindihan.
No. So yeah, for everyone watching and listening, how would you explain the idea of VUCA in a simple way?
Natatawa nga ako kasi sabi ko, di ba VUCA na tayo? Volatile, uncertain, natin alam, complex, parang hirap maintindihan, ambiguous, parang oh my gosh. Please, I want to understand. And nadagdagan pa ng COVID, saka ngayon sobrang anxious ng mga tao. Eh di, VUCA, COVID anxiousness, VUCA ka na.
Oh my gosh!
And it's a stretch. No, seriously. Diba? Pag nakabuka, it's a stretch. And it's caught everyone off guard. It's really chaos in the environment. But I'll never forget the words of D. Hawk. I don't know if I've shared that with you. CEO emeritus siya. CEO for life ng Visa, you know? And what did he say? He said this years back. I was in a forum with him. Sabi niya, you must be a K-Yord. Ano yung K-Yord? A person who accepts the chaos but provides order. So yung tanggapin mo talaga na magulot, gugulo pa, maaring gumulo pa ang kapaligiran. But somehow, by the way you live your life, right, you provide order to the people you influence. Parang doon ka dapat naka-focus sa response mo eh. It's not what happens to you, Dr. John Maxwell said. It's what happens in you.
So much to unpack with what you just said. Yeah, definitely. So are you saying that if before, and I'll never forget this, when I asked you to, again, guest answer on my book, the book form of Paano Ba To? You had to answer this question.
May books pa
yeah,
pala nun,
there was a book form. You were part of it as well.
Yeah.
One of the questions that you had to answer was, paano ba yan? Wala akong 5-year plan or 10-year plan. And you answered, it's okay that you don't have a 10-year plan. So parang, am I hearing you say now that ganun dapat yung mindset natin, that we're not so close to one thing, one goal, because nga volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity?
You know, just recently, I simplified it for myself. Dapat daw ibahin na natin yung pag-iisip natin. The question is not, why is this happening? Ba't ba nangyayari to? Diba? You'll see this. Why is that happening? How should I be responding? We have to shift from why is this happening to how should I be responding? You know, I was reading the papers before. Papers, no? And I'll share this with you. I came across this article. Matagal na to, pero hanggat ngayon nasa mindset ko pa to, nasa pamamaraan ko na nga eh. The world record for the number of serves in tennis, aces, okay, in one game was shattered. That game, 51 in one game. 51 aces. Di ba yung aces, yun yung serve na hindi nasagot ng kalaban? Di ba? Okay. Then I read the name, Joakim Johansson. First time I ever heard. Sino tong Johansson na to? Yun, 51 aces ang na-serve niya. Then I was thinking, how would you feel if you were the opponent? Diba? Nasa Guinness Book ka rin of World Records. Ikaw yung opponent. Diba? Woo! Di mo na alam kung anong gagawin. Diba? 51 aces serve against you. But you know what? As I read the article, you know what's amazing? How would you have felt, by the way, if 51 aces were served against you in one game?
Bad trip. I'd feel it's really not my day. Like, ang tagal ko nag-training tapos sa servan lang ako ng ace, hindi ko mababalik man lang.
Oo, 51 pa yon, di ba? Right? Bakit ako pa na taon, di ba? Sa lahat ng pwedeng kalabanin, bakit ako pa? And this is the mindset of a lot of people today in the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? His opponent that day, amazingly, still won. Because that day, Joakim Johansson was battling against the number one returner of serves. He's known for that in the game of tennis. One of the final games of Andre Agassi. And it just hit me, my gosh, all the aces served against him. He wasn't focused on that. You know, he didn't have that, but he was focused on what he could return. And because he's still focused on what he could do, not what he could not do, he still won. So it's not what happens to you. It's what happens in you that's important, is how you choose to respond. So for me, hindi ko na sasabihin na, hanggat dito lang ako. Sana wag na ito. You know what? Stop thinking of the boundaries of what's going to happen. Start just being mindful of the guidelines of how you will respond. I think that is the safest way of addressing changes like what we have in this pandemic. Not setting boundaries. Hanggang dito lang ako. Naku, pag lumampas pa yun. Naku, pag naulit pa ito. You know, you're actually setting up yourself for failure or for tragedy. Kailangan, hindi na yon. Ang isipin mo yung guidelines mo, how you can better respond.
That super makes sense. And that's so powerful. I remember I listened to a podcast recently and there was a similar kwento. It was a fighter pilot in a plane where one alarm was going off after another. And parang, I think this was Adam Grant. He was talking about like, it's so easy to get overwhelmed by this alarm, this alarm, this alarm. And then you'll feel like the plane will go down. But the fighter pilot zoned in on what was still functioning and worked with that to safely land the plane.
I don't know the name of the flight director of Apollo 13, but it was true. When his superior said, "Oh my God, the worst tragedy we can think of," and he said, "With all due respect, sir, this is going to be our best opportunity," and it was for NASA. It was. So it's so important. You know what? This might be, it's a struggle for me, but I fight daily to tell myself every circumstance I am in is a gift. Good, bad, or ugly, it's a gift, right? If it won't kill me, it'll strengthen me. It will stretch my capacity. It will make me be thankful for what I have. Every circumstance is a gift.
That's so powerful. It's like, alam mo yung mind blown emoji that should like come up right now. So you talked about so many mindsets, tips, advice on how to, I guess, navigate all the changes, all the firestorms. I guess, what are the traits we should develop to sort of have that come more naturally? The resilience, the openness. Are there any traits we should parang tune in more to and pay attention to more?
I think we have to simplify things. Ako, I love it when I hear, lalo na yung mga experts talk about how to respond, pero napakasimple lang. Diba? For example, si Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker, he died maybe 8 years ago, 9 years ago. He was called the father of management. And when he was looking at so many things going on, change. Parang ganito yung boses niya. He responded, sabi niya, there are only 2 rules to change management today. Okay? 2 lang, two steps. Wow. Hindi 15, hindi 8, hindi 10. Now, the first step to change management is determine what you would absolutely not change. Amidst all the changes, ano bang non-negotiable mo? Yun daw pinaka first step. Sabi ko, oh my God, 2 steps lang, yung pa yung first step. Okay? So what could be the second step? Diba? You know what the second step is? After determining what should absolutely not change, then be open to changing absolutely everything else. Which means wag ka dapat mahirap kausap, di ba? Simplihan na lang natin. Kung alam mo na yung mga non-negotiable mo at nasabi mo na yan, dapat lahat negotiable na. Ang problema kasi ng marami, they say, okay, I want this and this and this. Okay, klaro na. Okay, okay. We'll propose. Hindi. Pwedeng ganito na rin. Okay, next. I am also not comfortable with it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wag na lang, di ba? I mean, we're not even aware of what our essentials are. And the pandemic has taught us that, di ba? I hope we're all learning. Ano ba talagang essential sa'yo? Kasi tinanggal lahat yung mga non-essential eh. So things like that. Another guy, I hope it's okay I mention these guys.
Yes,
another
of
one
course.
His name's Jim Collins, right? He wrote the book Good to Great, Built to Last, How the Mighty Fall, Great by Choice. Ano to, $250,000 per engagement to magsalita. And just because
and thank you dahil inaambunan mo kami.
Oh my gosh. Ambunan lang naman tayo, Bianca.
Yes, totoo.
Diba?
Very true.
So in his book, Built to Last, which is the secrets of at least 30 companies that have lasted 100 years. Ano daw ang pinakasikreto? Isa lang. Nakita niya dun sa 100-year-old companies, which is also applicable to your life and mine. They had a simple philosophy in 2 parts. Ano yun? Preserve the core every time you stimulate progress. Preserve your core every time you stimulate progress. So, parang ganun din, di ba? Alamin mo, ano bang pinaka-importante sa'yo? Tapos, pag klaro na yon, dapat bukas ka na sa ibang bagay at pagbabago. And that for me, those 2 things have really simplified it.
Yeah.
But it's hard because some people can't let go of too many things. Kasi some people say, so how do I adjust? How do I adapt to the change? Di ba mga ganong klaseng tanong, no? Never stay in one place, even when you are so blessed. When your calling is telling you to go. At the same time, never leave any situation because it's so difficult, right? When you are called to stay. So I've learned that there are times na in spite of the bashing, the persecution, hindi ka tinatanggap, hindi ka na-appreciate, pero pag alam mong dapat nandiyan ka, may purpose ka dyan ka lang. Diba?
Yeah, yeah.
At the same time, just because you have all the offers and you're so blessed and your influence is growing, grabe ang following, feeling mo. Pag sinabi ng, you're done here. It's time for you to move. Wow, the ability to say, it's been great, time to journey on. Calling.
Yeah. And everything you've been saying seems like it will take the person's commitment to figuring out ano yung non-negotiable, ano ba yung calling ko. Like, that takes work. That's not something na, upo ka lang one day and then it'll hit you. It takes, di ba? It takes work to get there. It takes work to figure out ano ba yung pinaka non-negotiables and kung ano yung tunay mong calling.
Oh, pero pwede mo lang sabihin as of November X whatever, this is it. It doesn't mean ito na, di ba? Works in progress pa rin, di ba? But I'm acting on what I know as of this particular day. Right? I love the definition of Maxwell of success. Sabi niya, I hope I remember. Sabi niya, it's knowing your purpose, maximizing your potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. For him, when you are pursuing your purpose, when you are maximizing your potential, and you are sowing seeds that benefit others, nakakatulong sa iba, that's success. And when I read it, sabi ko, gusto ko yan kasi daily pala pwede.
Mm-mm.
Hindi success next year, hindi success 2 years. If today, sa pagkaalam ko, pinursu ko yung purpose ko. If today, minaximize ko yung kakayanan ko. Di ba? If today, may mga ginawa akong nakatulong sa iba.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah. So ang ganda nun. So it's progression. It's not a destination. It's a direction.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Super. Okay, to end this, everything you have said really applies to like how to navigate our lives in the months and years to come in general. But I just like to, I guess, hone in career-wise because, of course, that is the concern of a lot of people now, diba? Keeping my job, staying my job, progressing in my job, thriving in my job. So although the future is uncertain, how can we somehow future-proof our career?
Okay, 5 minutes before you called, I had to come up with an acronym for you. Okay?
The acronym king strikes again.
Okay, solid.
Mm.
The word is solid. You want to future-proof your career, solid. S, you got to have a support system. Okay? So, multiple streams. Kung pwede sana, meron kang main job, may sideline. Makakatulong yon. Meron kang support system, di ba? And then, it's not lifetime employment that's important. It's employability. Employability is the ability to get employed whenever you want it, wherever you need it. Mm-hmm. And there's only one key to employability: continuous improvement. Okay, so S is for have a support system. O is for opportunity radar. Kailangan parating nakabukas yan. Diba? Maybe I can't grab this opportunity today, but if anything happens, mukhang kakayanin ko to. Kailangan may listahan ako. Diba? At ina-update ko yan. Right? Dapat ganun yon. Opportunity radar. When my daughter Hannah said, "Dad, it's time for a podcast." Diba? Sabi ko, dami ko nang ginagawa. Sabi niya, come on, Dad. She convinced. She said, but you already have the content. And come on, just. So it's been a year. And I have, 230 podcasts, which can become a book, which can become, a vlog. It could be. So that's there. I have content that I can work on if anything happens to the rest of my career. You have to have an opportunity radar, always on. Solid. L, leveraging. Leveraging. Ibig sabihin leveraging, huhugot ka dito, huhugot ka doon. Hihingi ka ng tulong dito, di ba? Dito, meron kang konting kilala dyan, may network ka doon. It means you're able to pull and push, press a button when needed. So, gumawa ka ng paraan, but you have to have an idea also of what your resources are. Sino makakilala mo? Sino yung mga binigyan mo ng trabaho dati? Sino yung mga tinulungan mo? Kasi balang araw pwede mo takbuhan yan, di ba? So leveraging is so important. Solid eyes inner circle. So mentors, right? People who have your ear. People who speak life to you. Napaka-importante niyan. I cannot stress the importance of mentors in my life since I was 17, 18. And then finally, of course, divine intervention. The God who orchestrates all. I want to say just one last thing, and that's a quote from a book called Wild at Heart. And I have maybe shared this in another time with you, but I just want to stress it now. And then one example. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Instead, ask yourself what makes you come alive and go do that. Because what the world needs is a person who has come alive. For me, it's the best career, best life mission statement. Don't keep on asking yourself, ano ba kailangan ng kliyente? Ano ba kailangan ng customer? Ano ba kailangan ng asawa ko? Ano ba kailangan ng anak ko? Diba? Ano ba kailangan ng boss ko? At one point, you have to stop. You have to ask yourself, what makes you come alive? You do that. Because when you do what makes you come alive, you realize, yun ang kailangan ng customer mo. Yun ang kailangan ng asawa mo na buhay ka na naman. Yun ang kailangan ng mga anak mo. And my illustration here is when Maricel cooked for 10 years on television and never cooked at home, I was so discouraged. Kasi sa TV lang siya nagluluto. Pero it hit me that it was television that made her come alive, not the kitchen. Noong una, inis pa ako. Sabi ko, ako na nga magluluto. Sabi ko, ayaw magluto, ako magluluto. Diba? And the moment I stepped in the kitchen, Bianca, oh my gosh. The memory of me cooking with my dad when we were young. The recipes that we cooked together came back. I had forgotten. I knew how to cook. And with my red wine, my apron, my candles lit, classical music playing, I came alive. And the amazing thing here is when I came alive, the whole house came alive. All my kids dropped their gadgets. Di ba ang hirap silang patigil mag-gadgets. Dad, I'll take care of the dessert. Dad, I'll take care of, can I cook the rice with you? Of course, Maricel's so excited because I'm going to whip up some vegetarian dish for her. You know why they came alive? Because they love to see the father of the house come alive. So I want you to trust yung sinabing ni, what was her name though? Dory Clark? Your core IP, your core intellectual property, your core best self. Go back to that. That is the ultimate future proofing of not just your career, but of your life.
And that is it for this episode. Thank you so much if you made it all the way here till the end. I would love it if you would follow this podcast on Spotify in case you're listening or watching on Spotify. Click the follow button. Or if you're on YouTube, hello, please do click the subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. And I do want to invite you also to be part of our community. So we're on social media. We're on Instagram at Paano Ba To. We're on TikTok at Ask Paano Ba To. We also have a private Facebook group. We consider that our safe space. That's the Paano Ba To Super Group. I would like to thank, of course, my co-producer for this episode, Anika Neri, and our editor, Paolo Halili, who makes all this possible. And yes, if you've noticed, I've been doing a couple of reissue episodes, and that is because life has been lifing. I do have a new episode lined up this month, and I'm excited to share that conversation with you kasi dream guest din yon. But yeah, thank you so much for being here on this platform. I will try my very best to continue to bring you episodes that you will learn from as much as I have been learning massively from Paano Ba To. So yeah, have a great week ahead and stay super. Well, thank you for being one of those mentors to me. I am forever grateful as well, and hopefully we are passing on that fire to everyone watching this and listening to this. Yung mga ambon-ambon na yan. Let's continue to spread it.
We're just throwing seeds. Some will bear fruit, some will take time, some will cross-pollinate, but you know, it will give life.